I managed to beat Mushihimesama Futari on God mode without dying. Let me show you how I did it. My first exposure to bullet hells was through the famous hardest video game boss ever video, where they challenge Queen Larsa on Ultra mode. Since then, I've always looked at Larsa as the endgame of shmups. This for me is the ultimate final boss. Obviously, Ultra is really daunting, so I never thought about challenging her until I found out about God mode. Futari has another arcade release of the game called the Black Label version, where Ultra is replaced by God mode. The main appeal is the scoring system, which takes from the Maniac difficulty, where you get these juicy 30k golden cancels, which feel awesome. This system was the focus, so they tuned down some of the bullet density and behaviors from the Ultra mode. However, to compensate, they added a new optional TLB, or True Last Boss, that can only be reached at the end of the game if you beat the entire game without dying. So that's what we're gonna go for. We can't afford any mistakes anywhere, so we're gonna route the game to be as safe and consistent as possible, while also dipping our toes into some of these juicy golden cancels. The hardest part of this run is Larsa herself. To safely beat her, we want to go into Larsa with 5 bombs, which only leaves us a couple to use anywhere else throughout the game, otherwise they start making Larsa harder and harder to beat. How the score system works is that you build this bar when you shoot enemies with shot. When the bar is in the red, killing enemies with focus will give you big gems that add to your multiplier. Now if we stop shooting so that our bar is empty, if we kill enemies with focus, we cash in our multiplier for big score. I'll link the reference run that I used below, along with another really good route. I also stream my runs live if you want to hear the live commentary. But now, let's get into the run. Beginning the run, we're gonna pick Reiko. Reiko in this game has been buffed to have completely absurd damage and crazy coverage with our option. We're gonna start in the bottom right, wait till we're about to be hit, and then we're gonna crawl around the sides of the screen. It's gonna handle everything, and we're gonna be here for the island to come in. It just lines up to deal with these Zakos, so we don't actually have to do any dodges. Right off, we're gonna get one of the hardest parts right away. We wanna sit in the middle while holding shots, so we kill the enemies without hitting these pillars. Now we shoot these pillars with shot, and that gets our red gauge up. We can hold focus on the big enemy, we get this big cancel for the gems. We'll trace all these enemies right as this island dies. We move hard to the right and down to dodge the Zako. We're holding focus. Look at our option. It kills everything. We don't have to macro. Let's go all the way to the right. And once again, we hold focus and just move off to the side. Didn't have to do any dodging. Look at this island. It's going to have some Zako with it. So we'll trace them to the left and then we'll make our way back to the middle. As soon as we hit the middle, we're holding focus. It kills that island on the left side. Our option is so strong in this game. Now for the mid boss. We don't have 30k, so we can't get the big score off this boss, but it makes it consistent because it's very hard to hit it there. You can shoot these enemies on the ground here. They build your red gauge really fast by killing them, and this is guaranteed to give us a 30k very consistently so that we can score the next enemy. We don't have to worry about in that early game where it's kind of harder building it up. Let's wait for 5 fireballs, hold our focus, and get some juicy golden text. I live for this. We're trying to get as many of those as we can while also surviving somewhat decently. I messed up here. You want to trace all the Zako. These like orange Zako throughout the game, you want to move wherever they're going. Except right here, we want to be holding focus on these big enemies coming in, first on the left and now this one on the right, just so they can only get one wave off. We want to have our focus going right now in the middle here as soon as these enter. Otherwise, you fall behind. These start overlapping problematic patterns here. They only shoot once or a little bit here. For our first boss, this is the main pattern we have to worry about. These red shots are aimed, and then there's the red lanes. We're just looking at the purple. We're just tapping slowly and looking at the purple to adjust. We're starting in the middle here so that we can just get rid of this pattern. We do enough damage. That one's the problematic one that could clip you. We're just going to move off to the corner here, and that's all we have to do. Once our options are locked on, they're going to do all the work. The boss dies. We don't get a good cancel by doing that type of a setup, but what we do get is consistency. Because we're going for a no miss, we want as few problems as possible. We don't want to have to think for a lot of places where we don't have to think, so our amount of kill points in our run is as limited as possible. So strategies like that, while not good for our score, we're going to smash the score record anyway, so it doesn't matter. Stage 2 has a ton of huge cancels, which we're going to use both for survival and to get our score going. We're going to tap slowly here until these jellyfish start moving down into us, and then we're going to hold focus. Holding focus here is going to kill like 2 of these cancels. We hold our shot in the middle here, and then we hold our focus once more. It's going to handle all the cancelable enemies. You do it fast enough, and this won't even be able to shoot those purple shots. We're tapping to the left until we get under this lobster. Then we want to start holding focus and watching for any tiny bullets. You want to be right under it. Otherwise, it might wall you off. We're trying to get through these turtles pretty fast and then get to the right side. I kind of mess up here and make it so we have to do a dodge. But we build all of our red meter off that, and now we could go all the way to the left, get a ton of cancels, and build up a bunch of gems. Next ones are going to be 2 on the right side. You could leave this top right one alive if you want to make this cut a bit easier. But we're just going to do this. We're just going to dodge through here. We're going to do a bunch of damage on this ice pillar, and then before it's about to die, we'll peel off. Our options will take care of it while our main shot is dealing with enemies on the left side, so that once we're to this next big enemy, we kill it before it could do too much. This is our scoring point now. Unfortunately, we didn't hit 30k. But as soon as these rings start opening up on these cancelable enemies, these red ones up top, that's our cue. We start holding focus. We shred those. We're sitting on the left to kill enemies. These jellyfish on the right, that's our cue to curve around. And then same thing, we're on the left side killing the Zako there. This one's gonna get shots off no matter what, but the slowdown so much that you gotta set up and deal with it. To make this section easier, we hold shot and we just move in one direction to the left. And it handles everything until we get these jellyfish on the top left and the top right. Then we could sweep all the way to the right. We're going to get a bunch of ice pillars. We want to damage them and then hold our focus while moving to the other side. So by the time we get the cancel, it clears out the bullets so that we can start on the other side of the screen. We don't have to cut through any bullets or anything. The bullets are all misdirected in a way that we're not going, and it's fine. Here's the first real kill point of the run. We got to do some dodging. We got to really worry. You got to be microing both of those bullets. You want to get in here faster. These I'm really terrified of, but one of the sides, sometimes you can kill some of the bullet spawners. We lean towards that side to make it a bit easier. And then Reiko just does so much damage. We skip that entire second bit. Reiko on Black Label is unbelievably good in every single mode. We're going to stream all of these, and once we're done with all of them, we're going to get into the middle a little bit. If we stay on the left side, then we might have some problems here. You see those bullets are spawning on the wall. Those could run into us. We're going to kill these crabs and then get over to the left side. We're waiting until we're under this lobster. That's why we're going so slow. And then we hold focus. Our options lock onto it. Now we can easily go up here. These next jellyfish are our cue to get back over. We're going really slow so that we always can move through these lanes created by this big enemy. Enemies on the left side, we can shoot with shot to build up our red, and then we go into the middle to get the cancels off these red enemies. We get a bunch here. We're trying to set up for the biggest cancel we'll see in this run. This is our last chance to get some gems, and now we want to damage this with shot as much as we can until this ice pillar is flashing, and then we're going to stop shooting. We're at 30k. We're going to stop. We're going to let everything shoot all of these bullets, and then behold, oh, juicy, juicy 30ks. This is what we live for, even though we're playing for survival. Oh, we want as much of that dopamine as we can. It feels so good. You can get like full 30ks off these if you do them right. I'm more concerned with this boss. This boss is a goddamn nightmare. It's the hardest boss, second to Larsa. I like starting in the corner here and we're tapping. We're trying to be next to these like small purple bullets. These red bullets shoot around you, and by the time they're shooting more frequently like this, we need to be tapping up more. We gotta worry about once the slowdown kicks off. Those like thinner bullets are a problem. I'm not going to worry about canceling this one. Here's the real problematic pattern. So I'm sitting in the middle, so we skip it a little bit. But if you want to make this easier, you go in the corner. It's way easier. Even though these next lines are way thicker, you just treat it as one single bullet. Like the first few. This is a nightmare. We do a similar motion each time. It can shoot from left to right first. The slowdown is inconsistent even on 360 mode. So that is -1 bomb that we'll use for Larsa. We always sit right here in this exact spot. It's lined up based off the bomb on the P2 side. There's like those lines in between the bomb spots. But that boss there, that second phase, is a real point. We have a few points in this run where if we can get through it without bombing, then that's one more bomb we could use on Larsa. We can afford one of those, so if we don't bomb anywhere we don't have to now, we're good for Larsa, but unfortunately we had to spend one there. It's a bit spooky because the slowdown is inconsistent a bit, and you have to do things a little bit differently depending on which arm shoots. It's a real nightmare. That's one of the hardest patterns in the game, but we just react and bomb it. Stage 3 is not so bad until we get to the mid-boss. It gets a crazy second half. We're going to wait here for these ladybugs. And then that's our cue that we can move like this just so it kills everything consistent. Look at the background. We're moving along with this log to the top right. We need to use as much background cues as possible because otherwise we'll have to memorize enemy positions exactly. And this entire stage looks like just a huge forest. We don't know where we are. It's easy to get lost, so we use specific cues and everything to make it a lot easier. You can see Reiko's coverage here. We're going to hold focus here, and you can see how they lock on and kill everything. We're going to see a bunch of these enemies here. We want to use shot and then go back to focus, so we build red. I missed it there. You see some ants, whether or not they appear or not. On there, we're going to go on that side and see how the bullets move us so that we can only move to the left. This is good because it lines us up with this big enemy. We hold focus to get through its pattern, and then once it's free, we'll hold shot to build red. Then we go back to focus once we're in the pattern. This is an easy way to get gems off it. We move up along that log, going to the top left. That's our cue once again. We move slowly to the right side, and we hold focus so we hit those enemies on the top left. Once all the enemies are dead, now we can handle this one. This is where we're going to cash in our 30Ks. We'll hold it here, and you see those enemies on the left side. We'll move over there, kill those with shot, and now we got this one. As soon as these bullets are about to hit, we'll hold focus. That lines it up so that we have red. By that time, we kill it in time. One more lighthouse here, and we're good. The lighthouse was on the left side, so we're staying on the left side, and we're going to slowly move over to the right side because the next big enemy is right here on the right. We treat it the same way. We hold focus, now we hold shot. Now we hold focus once we're within the pattern. And now we're getting up to the mid-boss. This mid-boss is really terrifying. I'm sure there's a consistent way to do the second half. I could do the first half pretty easily, but if we're just going to play it by eyeball, we could tap just a little bit here and it dodges most stuff, but I don't know how to set up the second half, so I'm just going to use eyes. And if it turns out that it's a good pattern that I think I could dodge, I'll go for it and we'll just tap the rest of it. Otherwise, we spend a bomb here. Unfortunately, we had to spend a bomb there and on the last boss. We need to tap starting from the bottom right here. Otherwise, we kill enemies as they pass by us. They shoot you from behind. That's happened to me before. We go over here. We get our first cancel. We kill some enemies on the top left. We're on the crazier shit now. This is a bit spooky. We move up so that the Zalko on the top right are being shot upwards. We could dip down as we're killing this big cancel. We need to move really slowly, really slowly here. We're going as slow as we can, just on the outer edge of the bullets, and then crawling up the screen. As soon as we see a big enemy on the top, we'll hold focus so it shreds that. We need to hurry and kill all these pill bugs up top before they can shoot these patterns. We're leaving our shot behind, so our options are hitting things on the left side. We're barely moving, and now we can move over to the other side. Our options cleared out most everything. We see these red bullets, we hold focus. We're under it. You can hold shot to build gems. I just want this to be consistent. We need to kill enemies on the top right, and now we sit here. I went a bit too far to the left, so I have to move to the right, but you could just be somewhat here and just tapping to the left side. You dodge all the red bullets, and you only have to worry about the purple. Now we move over. We're going fairly slow so that our options linger and kill enemies on the top left while we're streaming all the red bullets from the top right. We're going to kill this and now get to the maze section. This section looks terrifying, but everything, you have so much slowdown that's not too bad in this mode. See those ladybugs on the top right? We're following the ladybugs while still being somewhat middle-ish, but since the ladybug's on the left, we move to the left. There's a big enemy we kill since we're sitting kind of in the middle. Ladybug's on the right, we move over there. If we don't dip from the middle too much, we could kill the tiny little pill bugs. Otherwise, they'll shoot very low on the screen on the bottom right and cause us a bit of problems. Reiko's options are so strong, we don't even have to think about this big enemy too much. We just gotta do a bit of dodging. We gotta tap a little bit on here. This boss is somewhat easy, but sometimes clippy. We need to move right on first wave, up on second, and then we move here and we pray. Because sometimes it delays like this, and you could get up into the safe spot, and other times it just shoots you in the face. And I don't actually know if it's pure RNG, if there's any way to manip that or not. But we just move around him like this. Depending on which side you are in that safe spot, he'll move to the left or right. So you lean on the left of him, and he'll move over to the right like this. And we could do this. Reiko does so much damage, we don't have to get to the part where it's a bit scary. We need to sit middle so our options actually lock on and then go into the safe spot. We hold hard and to the right. We're waiting for 3 waves of these red. You see this third one's about to come in. Once it's about to reach us, then we'll move to the left of it and then go back. And then we just have to adjust for any purple bullets. That one was pretty easy. It just auto-dodged everything. Doing this, we skip this pattern before we have to do anything. Here, we got this big scary pattern, but we only really have to dodge 2 or 3 singular bullets. We got all of this going on. This boss is really should be like the easiest boss as long as the setups work properly. As you see all this going on, but really there's just that single bullet. You tap to the side, single bullet. We dodged like 3 singular bullets, and that's all we had to do. Reiko does so much damage, we don't get to see the rest of the patterns. So now we're through. That's like a big killing point for a lot of people. Second half of that stage there. If you route it kind of like this, I found it somewhat comfy. Like, I haven't had too many problems on that second half of the stage. Stage 4 is one of my better stages, mostly because despite how scary a lot of sections look, you stick to the route and there's few killing points. There's only some huge big enemies we have to worry about. After these 2 waves of ladybugs, that's our cue to cut around. We hold focus as we move through these mid-sized enemies, then we'll cut back with these ladybugs. Once the music kicks in and we're in this section, we get a bunch of slowdown right now. We need to hold shot and move slowly, really, really slowly, because we need some room, because these more mid-sized enemies come in. If we get caught on the left while moving up, we could get caught there. These lighthouses are one of our main ways to cancel. Now we have these. We got these grasshoppers and these millipedes that come out right after it. And these are our main ways to cancel. Even though they shoot pretty low to the ground, this one here, you have so much slowdown here on 360 version, it's fine. We start on the left side and we're moving around. Once all the Zaku are dead, we're switching from shot to focus L lineup so we could get some gems. And then we move to the left, go over here to the right after that's dead. We have another set of them. We're going to use our options to kill most of these. And we can move within here, even though like it's pretty low. You can see how much slowdown it is. It's really not bad at all. We hit 30k there. I just decided to blow it there. We want to kill this lighthouse and maintain as much left position as possible, because the next huge enemy's on the left side. We want to fight for as much left position as we can so that we can shoot it right as it comes in. These are the kill points of this stage, because there's flickering slowdown here. Here we got slowdown for most of it, and you have to make judgment calls on when you can move within the lanes. You're trying to get into the middle where it's really easy to dodge those. This section, you have to line up pretty well. It's a bit weird. We're mostly lining ourselves up based off the ladybugs, and there's some big enemies. We hold focus, see that top right? You kill it, and then it pops out an enemy that splats. So right here, we have this one. We'll hold focus, it splats. In between the ladybug waves, we need to make a cut. So like, we'll hold focus here, it splats, we make a cut. We do this and we don't have to do many dodges whenever we're doing the cutbacks. This section goes on for quite a while. You could just tap it really slowly, but sometimes I've misjudged it and run out of room, so I decided to make cuts here despite the fact that it made it so we had to read some dodges. This is the easiest mid-boss. This thing can't really do anything to you. You just get in a lane here, get in a lane here. I don't even greed it to get any gems. I just want it dead as fast as possible. For second start up the stage, we're on the bottom left. We're going to be streaming a lot of these. And we're waiting. So we got this main wave. There's one more wave. We'll move up. And now we cut around. We're going to this side. Now we have enough room that we could get past these initial enemies and hold focus. We kill this one here. We're going to go really slow here, holding our focus. We're waiting for a splat sound. Now there's a splat sound. We can move all the way to the left. That lines up to kill all the ladybugs. As we go over to the right, now we have a little lighthouse right here. We kill that. Our cue to move on this stage, you see these walls we start seeing on the second app. I follow along with the curve of the walls. We're set here middle, and we follow along with the ladybugs. The ladybugs often point to where you need to go. Once we hit this house in this pool, we move slowly now. We're moving slowly here, and our options just cover absolutely everything. We move along with this wall. We kill this initial, small wave, and then we can move around. Depending on how you lined up your gems, you could get 30Ks here. Since we blew our 30Ks earlier, our gems are kind of out of whack now. We'll have to hit cancels earlier or later. I kind of messed up here and didn't give us enough space to move to the left. So instead of making one cut, I have to make several of them just to keep it en route and not be stuck on one of the sides. These are the easier ones to deal with, but we have some red shots from up top. If we start right vertically under the red shots and move over to the right, we have enough room. We're going to kill some of them in the middle, then go off to the left so that we could go all the way and kill the rest of the 3 that come out of the little caves on the right side. I didn't see those for a long time. There's so much stuff on the background, so many enemies. Here's where you see these, they can't hit you at all, so you could do whatever you want. You cash it in for 30Ks. If you have 30Ks, you get gems, but you want to kill it fairly fast because now we have this one. This one retreats pretty quickly, so you want to be on it ASAP and killing it really fast. And we're going to let our options deal with this centipede as we move off to the left side, and the cancel will make it so even though we didn't kill all those enemies on the right, we can now make our cut here. We're going really slow. I'm holding focus. There's a lamp on the left side. We're going to get our next problem enemy. This is probably the scariest one. This big enemy on the top right. Now we need to make judgment calls to when we can move to the right through the lanes so that we could get into the middle. Luckily, we've been really, really lucky with these ones. They've been not bad at all. We're following this wall, starting from the left side and then moving up to the right. If we do that, this whole section here, we don't have to do any dodging. You just keep tapping to the left. It handles everything and carries us to the final big enemy. This one has the most amount of bullets, but it's the most consistent amount of slowdown. We could take our time. I have to dip. I have to wait for the 3rd lane to open up because the lanes were covered by the additional bullets. But because of the extra slowdown, it makes it not bad at all. This boss should be a completely free boss. Let's see how this goes, though. We have 4 bombs. We're trying to save as many as possible for Larsa. We have to spend 2 of them so far. We start at this bomb, this little line above the bomb icon. We do this, and we just tap right as we're about to be hit. I'm tapping diagonal down left, so we don't just tap to the left. We get minimum possible movement. This last one, though, we have to tap twice. You have to look up ahead and see when the bullets started moving to trace you, because that one lasts a lot longer. Here's the part where we use a bomb or save a bomb. We're starting in the same position, and we're going to tap really slowly. We need to watch the boss's movement, because that's going to indicate on how these purple lanes are going to go, and then we need to adjust to the red bullets. I move up a bit too quickly here. I think I needed to wait one more wave. We got in a nasty position there, and I was forced to spend a bomb. So that's -1 Larsa bomb. We use way too many bombs. We're in a bad position to do Larsa without dying. Luckily, this last phase is the hardest part of the whole game. This is the part I was most stressed about. Oh, it's already dead. Now we're on to stage 5, though. So we want 5 bombs to make Larsa safe, and we get 1 more bomb on this stage. So Larsa is going to be a bit harder with 4 bombs. We do have to worry about, while this stage 5 can be fairly consistent, there's a mid-boss. This mid-boss is a real bastard. It's such mean. He's so bastard. It's unbelievable. I hate this mid-boss. And this is going to be a key point on whether we can save a bomb so that we have 3 bombs right now. We go into Larsa with 4 bombs, which is manageable. Or if we're stuck with 3, which is a big problem. This is one of the coolest final stages. This stage introduces a bunch of these lamps where if you sit on top of them, you could get a cancel, but otherwise if you shoot them, they like start spraying out. So we're going to line ourselves up to deal with the lanterns early. This is kind of the hardest part outside of that mid-boss I was complaining about. Dealing with this initial section right after this. So we get these enemies. They have 2 ticks of cancels. And the second one's not too bad because the first cancel, it covers everything. You do so much damage. We kill this first lantern. Now we're up here. We wait for the Zako. We trigger it. We're going to crawl on the left side until we're about at the second wave that chases us. We hold focus. We move up over this lantern because if we move up through it, it'll blast us. If you shoot them, they shoot back. And we held our options in that way, so we killed this lantern on the top left. That was critical. That's why we did that slow movement like that. We get through all these guys. We stop shooting. We move up. We trigger this lantern up here. We move aggressively down first, and now we can tap down a bit until we see the Zako on the top right that shoot directly down. Now we need to move to the left, but it's lined up so that we could get around these big enemies. We stop shooting. We trigger this lantern, and either this next lantern, top right, needs to pop during that cancel so it doesn't shoot, or we need to haul ass over there and trigger it before it can start. We have to deal with it later. Stream the rest of these. We get a breather. That's probably the hardest stage section here. We start on the left side, move over to the right side. We get here. These enemies here steal your fucking 30Ks, man. If you hold focus and kill these, they take your golden letters. It doesn't matter for score, but it matters for stealing my golden text, the bastards. All right, we move through all of these. You see this road? It moves off to the left side. We're going to just start on the right side. And we're going to slowly stream because next big enemy's on the left side. It's kind of like stage 3. We get this one here. We hold shot. It's pretty easy to get through it, just holding shot. And then whenever it shoots its next pattern, we hold focus. That gives us a pretty good cancel. We blow up this first tower on the right side. And now we go over. As soon as we pop this next one, that's our cue that we go back around. You see there's a big gap here. We're going to line ourselves off based off the destruction of these. It makes it easier to line these up. We get our first cancel here. There's our golden text now that we don't have anything that can steal from us. The second one's always really easy to get because we do so much damage before it can even reach us. It's fine. We killed some enemies on the left first, and then we get to the right. For this enemy, same thing. This one, we're holding shot. There's really nothing else that could contest us. And then whenever it fires its big pattern, we could do that. Maybe killing it faster could be better because we deal with these enemies. But this cancel lasts for so long as the enemy's blowing up that we could kill all the enemies that linger after we kill the 2 buildings on the sides. This is much easier than the pre-mid-boss section of stage 4, but this boss can go fuck itself, man. So it's easy to bait him up here. And then he shoots these fireballs away, and we're going to hold focus here. And we trigger its next phase here. We like get in this lane. This is a bit scary dodges because of the weird diagonal. Sometimes it's disorienting, but that's fine. Right here's a fucking problem, man. So we sit middle to try to bait these red fireballs in a way because they kind of stream. Or if it works good, you could just keep streaming, like keep tapping along with it. But like sometimes you get the, I don't know how to fix this pattern, dude, but we had to spend a bomb there. So this is a dead run. This run is completely fucking dead now that we've spent a bomb on every optional bomb point there. I was so sad at that because we are going to get a bomb up ahead, but Like, I could do a 4-bomb Larsa, but 3-bomb Larsa is like some training mode shit that I can't really do. We get this big enemy. It looks scary, but those bullets move so slow, you cancel it before anything happens. This one, the middle's safe. Like, you could get up here, and now we need to watch these, watch those bullets. You have, like, shockingly little slowdown, but you're in control of those aimed lines. So you're just looking at everything that's not aimed. We're holding focus here until some enemies from the top right, and then we'll stop shooting. So, like, now, stop shooting, curve around so we don't kill the lantern. We kill the lantern now. Stay in this position, so we're baiting these left red lane waves. And now we can cut back around. That's how you macro that whole section. I just want to kill this right away. Whether you kill this or trigger this right lantern, it doesn't matter. This left one you pop, you hold focus, it kills all the enemies, and then you get both the bomb and the 1-up. Even being in God mode, this is easily one of the easiest cave extends to grab. It's only hard to grab if you don't know the stage, and then you're like, oh shit, it's at the top. It's not bad at all. Let me show right here. You stay on this big enemy right here. You trigger this lantern, and then you move on the rightmost line right here on the UI background. And it automatically will hit the lantern there. You don't have to dodge any of that first pattern at all. Same thing here as the last time. We got a ton of slowdown here, so it made it especially easy. Stop shooting. We need to trigger this bottom left lantern, this top left lantern, less for the cancel and more just to get rid of them so they don't shoot. And now we could crawl along the entire side of the screen, and we'll handle everything. Even though we get pushed up to the top here, we have enough room. This thing, it's got 2 phases. You need to wait if you want to cancel its first phase. I just want to kill it because this run is going... we're kind of in trouble, so we're leaning more towards survival, less mistakes. We don't have any room to pop a bomb anywhere. And we have 3 bombs, so we're in danger. This road curves to the right side, so this time we're on that right side for the second half. It's inverted. You can see we're using cues based off of when we, like, pop the buildings here to when we move around. At around this tempo, we need to get under these, though. You don't want to be on the side as those can shoot. We need to kill this way ASAP, because it fires really fast as soon as it pops out of the ground. You don't need to greet it for gems or anything. I kind of do there. We start on this side, we move. You see there's a building on the left. Once we kill this, like, bridge, then we curve back around. You can see how we could kind of figure out the stages when we need to move or not, because it's kind of hard based off how we move. There's a lot of buildings and everything. These I just get out of the way. You probably want a 30k one of these. I just want to not die here because there's a section at the end here that kind of spooks me. I got a bit scared of that enemy on the right, so I had to cut back to the left just in case I wasn't sure how low on screen it would shoot. All right, we're getting close. We're in the final stretch for Larsa. We're holding focus to deal with the mid-size. Now we're going to get... We want to be on the right side because this raised area, we kill all of these enemies. We wait for Zako, and then we get them all moving to the left side, and I'm just killing this as fast as I can. Get it out of the way. I want my options to kill enemies on the top left. As soon as it dies, we start on the left side, and we're going slow, slow, slow. We want those top left enemies dead. And now we can focus this down. This is a funky part of the stage. See, I walled myself there. I was pretty mad about that. I don't have a consistent way to not get walled there. I've been have to doing it by eye. And if you heard me complain about dodging, like those sections drive me crazy. I don't like just trying to finesse it there. So now we're to Larsa. So here's the thing with Larsa. So if we want to reach the true last boss, we have to defeat even Larsa. It's not good enough to do the whole game without dying and making it here. We have to also defeat Larsa. And Larsa is so hard. So hard that, like, we've been talking about using our bombs and losing our bombs. We need those bombs for Larsa because we need to get through this without dying. I want 5 bombs for Larsa because I need 3 of them in in phase 1. Because if you use 3 in phase 1, you do enough damage. Not only are we using the bombs to make the first sections easier so we don't have to dodge, but it makes it so that whenever we get to it's a scary line pattern, which I can't stand and I always need a bomb for. Using the 3 bombs means we don't have to dodge it at all. We dodge second phase normally, even though it's a bit scary. And then I would like 2 bombs for phase 3. 1 for any particularly hard dodges. And we need 1 to stop a bullet spawner because there's a really nasty pattern I've never dodged before. So we absolutely must vitally bomb that. It's just 1 bullet spawner that if we have a bomb active as it goes, then it cancels the whole pattern. We don't have to deal with it. We don't have 5 bombs. We have 2 bombs. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the live stream of us trying to fight Larsa with 2 bombs only. Oh, that's the run dead because of that shit. I don't know what to do there, man. I've lagged that section so much and I can't create a pattern where the top left things aren't a problem. No! It's over. Fuck. Oh my god! Let's go! Let's fucking go, dude! Oh my god, I've never dodged that shit before. Oh my god, I can't fucking believe it, dude. Oh, that shit. Holy shit. Oh, now we get the victory lap. Ooh, we even got the full no miss. Hello, it's Recorded Pan. I'm back. I'll never be that lucky again in a live run. I've never even come close to like 2-bombing Larsa, let alone missing the bomb to cancel that like final spooky pattern we had to do to get into the TLB. I've never dodged that before. The moment I bomb there, I'm like, well, this run's dead. I've tried. I've never been able to dodge that. Somehow we got it in the live run. And then the TLB Spiritual Larsa there. Spiritual Larsa is super, super free. You just get to enjoy the calm music. You saw how relaxed I was on there. Honestly, I've only practiced her a couple times because despite how spooky it looks, it's like you have so much slowdown that you can just kind of sight read it. And the final pattern, while it looks like it's kind of tight, where you have to spin around Spiritual Larsa over and over, it's like so much easier than something like the Ikaruga Stage 4 boss. Like, that boss has me puckered up so much more than this boss ever could. So Spiritual Larsa is kind of like your reward for getting through without dying. And, she's your victory lap. It's really Larsa getting through there. You're building enough resources throughout the game so that that fight is less terrifying as possible. You don't have to go through that like I did. Now, I wanted to no-miss the game, including... mostly I just wanted to reach the TLB, but now that we reached there, I wanted to not die there so I could say we no-missed the whole thing. But because we had no bombs remaining, your score bonus at the end counts how many lives you have multiplied by your bombs. Because we didn't die at the end, we lost out on a bunch of score. But I more wanted to say that we no-missed everything, including the TLB. I wanted to have that accolade instead. But that's what God mode is kind of like. Oddly enough, despite how tense that was and how spooky everything looked, if you look at those stages, the stages you can make to be fairly consistent without needing to micro a lot. And the bosses will have like 1 or 2 off patterns that we actually like necessarily need a bomb for. Like, look at our lives. They're getting multiplied by nothing. They're getting multiplied by 0. We get no score bonus. But, if you're not trying for the no-miss, something nice about this is, if you want to just go for it, it's so much more approachable than, like, the Ultras. Because in the Ultras, you have to, not only is the execution way harder, but the TLB after Larsa's already crazy in Ultra. But you have, like, effectively, like, 2 TLB fights afterwards, which are also crazy. And the whole game is just trying to do extra hard versions of this, and then fighting an extra hard boss. If you're just wanting to go for a God mode clear, it's really not that bad, because something like these kinds of strategies, we built way more than enough for the scoring extend. Scoring extends are not bad, but, like, if you want to try God mode, you can do consistency strategies, get through the stages, and then the actual, like, parts we were really worried about, you have more than enough resources to bomb there, to the point where you could bomb a lot of the bosses and reach Larsa. If you have a bunch of bombs in stock, you can bomb the shit out of Larsa. Well, I recommend that, honestly, if you want like a harder first loop game without needing to play a 2-loop game where you need to get through like a whole game and now you're into the 2-loop. This is like a perfect middle ground for that, for like a harder difficulty of 1-all.